Petale from Los Bitchos, and I am here on behalf of Premier Guitar for their Hooked series to tell you guys about a riff that has inspired me. And that riff, or that song shall I say, is There's No Other Way by Blur. This is from their 1991 debut, I believe, the Leisure album. Go check that whole entire album out if you haven't already listened to it. It's phenomenal. It's probably one of my favourite Blur albums of all time. It might be slightly controversial because I do know that Blur themselves have shunned this album just a little bit. But I think they think it wasn't one of their best albums. I completely disagree, Blur. It's an absolute classic. And more so, this song, There's No Other Way, really got me into wanting to play guitar. It reminds me of just great times hanging out with my brother in his room, listening to all of his CDs that they had a shuffle function, which I thought was pretty cool at the time. And it just reminds me of hanging out in his room, reading Mad magazine, eating bits of cut fruit that my mum would bring for us. And yeah, just, you know, listening, chilling out to music and just having a great time together. And I do always remember when this song would come on, because I actually remember buying the Leisure album with my own pocket money, because we didn't have it at the house. So I remember like hearing the single. I must have been on television or something, and I remember then seeing the CD. It was on special at like a CD store, and like I remember I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that CD, my own pocket money. And I remember every time this song would come on, usually I'd listen to the drums, but when There's No Other Way would come on, I'd always be listening to that amazing like little jangly guitar that's been played by Graham Coxon, who is one of my favorite guitarists of all time. And what he does with this song is so fantastic because it just goes everywhere. It's like he's doing a mix between lead guitar and rhythm guitar, and I've never heard anything quite like it, and I've really struggled over the years to replicate what he's doing as well. I only found out a few years back as well that he was actually using a little capo on it as well, so that was one of the main reasons why it was never sounding quite right when I was trying to play it before. And I think the moment where I realized I wanted to play this riff, it was on my brother's guitar, and I remember learning one shape. It was this shape. You just bar the fingers across. And something about it, I was like, oh, that sounds like the opening riff of There's No Other Way. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I can play guitar, like this is me, this is my moment. It took a couple of years to actually figure out what he was doing, because the shapes and like the little trills and the little bits that he's using throughout the song, they were not very apparent to me at the time. Because they're not just straight, you know, he's rarely playing just like a straight D chord, a straight C chord. I think that those moments come in the chorus, but in the verses and the main riff, he's just doing a really cool mix again between like chords and lead. And the effects sound great, the song is fantastic, and I think the way that he's playing it as well, it sort of sounds like he's playing it a little bit sloppily, but it's like sloppy, but it's so on point. And that is definitely something I'm using in my own guitar playing today. I'm not the most precise of guitar players, but thank goodness, turns out I don't need to be. So thank you, Graham Coxon, for that. I'm going to play There's No Other Way for you guys now. And again, the song is fantastic. It just transports me back to the 90s, hanging out with my brother, having a good time, and yeah, dreaming about the day where I can play this for you guys maybe. So let's take it away. Here it is.
Such a great riff. And again, I think what Graham's doing, he's mixing like funk, he's mixing rock, he's mixing all of these fantastic elements together. And again, in every single like little section of the song, I swear I'm always hearing something a little bit new. And even in the last reprise of the song, he even adds these cute little chords to give the song the perfect finish. There's No Other Way by Blur. Thanks for watching.